Hi, Papa Yeager here. As you know, my memoir, Stolen, Love and Loss in the Time of COVID, will be out in September. One of my favorite chapters in the book is day 37, April 21st, 2020. On that day, I set out to look at Trump's lies, what he was saying compared to what my parents were doing and what was going on in the United States. Throughout the memoir, I blame Donald Trump for my parents' death. If he had been honest, if he had not tried to deceive the American people, I honestly believe my dad would not have died. Thousands of Americans might have remained safe had Donald Trump not put money, the economy, and anything else before the lives of the American people. I wrote, when I take a step back, I know there really isn't anything I could have done. But when I look over the last 2 months, my anger at Trump multiplies. His stupidity, his ego, his selfishness have killed many Americans. In an attempt to make sense of my dad's death, in conjunction with Trump's lies, I have constructed my own timeline. January 22nd, 2020. The first U.S. case of COVID-19 is reported in Washington state. Trump declares, we have it totally under control. It's one person coming in from China. Needless to say, he lied. Almost everything he says is a lie. A week later, there are 5 cases in the United States. It is definitely not under control. February 24th, 2020, Trump announces, the coronavirus is very much under control in the United States. The stock market beginning to look very good to me. I remember when he said that. I remember my anger surging over the fact that he was more concerned about money than the virus. I should have realized then that things were extremely ominous, that he was hiding the truth in order to protect the economy. Maybe I did. I don't remember. February 26, 2020. There are 59 cases in America. My parents fly down to Chile. Looking back, and keep in mind, Trump had far more intel than I did. He was well aware of how bad the virus was and how quickly it could spread. Or he should have been. I honestly believe Trump should have shut the borders and prevented anyone from traveling well before my parents left. At the very least, he should have issued a severe travel warning. He could have kept them and others safe. But his comment 2 days earlier indicates that he didn't care about my parents. He didn't care about the health and safety of any Americans. He focused only on making money. He didn't want the economy to crash. Shutting the borders might have done just that. On the day my parents left, Trump knew the cases were rising. But instead of using the information to prevent further spread, he said, the 15 cases within a couple of days is going to be down close to 0. Again, he lied. Bastard. We are so far from 0. February 27th, 2020. The day after my parents leave, Trump makes his most ridiculous claim. One day, it's like a miracle. It will disappear. Did anyone believe him? I scoffed at his comment. I wanted to throw something at the television, but I didn't yet have a clue that his callous attitude would hurt me and my family so deeply. Exactly 1 month later, I would take my dad to the hospital where he would die. There were no miracles, not in the disappearance of the disease, nor in regard to my father. Again, my memoir, Stolen, Love and Loss in the Time of COVID, will be out by Unsolicited Press in September.